All right. So what I'm doing is I'm working Homecare Live. So I'm not paying attention to anyone that's like coming on over here to talk and all that crap and stuff. Stuff like comes eventually. You do it so that it can be like out there, right? So I can't let all the distractions in life distract me from all the things that I'm like tend to be distracted of. So here's my hourglass, and what I need to do is I need to freaking get charting done. Get this charting done. It's such a crazy situation that it was crazy. It was crazy for like it was crazy to begin with. It was crazy to begin with. Then a freaking pandemic came slamming onto our shores. Medical situation. It's not just about the virus. It's about everything else that's going on. Like, dude, industries are gonna be changed. Everything's changing. It's gonna have to change. It's unsustainable. So, meanwhile, I'm still seeing people. People are people. You kind of learn how to do things and talk with people while you're doing it. That's what we do in home care. So the idea of like, Dover, why are you going live? Like, why are you doing this? And it's because of this. Now, I hope you don't mind the shaking of the table. Okay, I'm not like getting into like the beauty of the situation right now just yet, because this is a prototype idea thing. But this goes hand in hand with like that original idea of like digital synagogue. Like, am I defined as a nurse only? Well, to my patients, yeah, like that's how I present myself. But am I all about charting? All about charting? I was on the phone with the CEO today of a home care company. He was like, yeah, it's like basically it's like all about charting. I mean, he wasn't like, he's like, I know that like, like seeing patients is like everything, but like it's all about charting because like the whole charting thing is like a cluster F of mega gigantic proportions. And I told him, I said, I'm fixing that crap. But meanwhile, I'm not making this up. I promise you. It's I swear, right? But meanwhile, like the day to day, you got to do your thing. So you got to work, you got to see people. But I've been building. So the idea of this channel thing is like, I know that there are like industries, but like niches where you see like work is work. I need to motivate myself to get this crap done. It's such crap. It's freaking crap. So I'm gonna do my thing. Forget that you're there. I was gonna show you some chin-ups before I get distracted. Before I flip the time thing. One. So I'll tell you why I love home care. Okay, and I worked in the hospital. I worked on a pulmonary transplant step down unit, which was like crazy. And helping people breathe, right? So like one day I just like got sick of working in the hospital. I was like, shoot, I feel like I'm working in a torture chamber sometimes. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I gotta do blood work on this patient, right? Who like on top of his like breathing problems, he couldn't sleep. You know what I mean? Like, the hospital's not a place for sleeping, right? And so then I have to come in there like an hour later and wake him up to do the blood work. I'm like, freak no. The next nurse will do that at 10 o'clock. I don't give a shoot. I put a sign on the door, don't walk in here unless whatever, right? And then freaking people walk right past the sign. They go wake him up. I'm like, I got to get out of here. So that was 8 years ago. I've been in home care for almost 8 years. And it's basically all about the charting. It's really all about the people. Take the charting thing and like make it it's an entity, but make it a non-entity. So like while I'm doing my charting, I got to be accurate. Why is it medically contraindicated for the patient to leave home? Because of risk of infection, COVID-19, falls, etc. Right? So you do it with half of your brain tied behind your back. It's not the purpose of what I'm doing. The purpose is connecting with people, making people feel better. So I was like, let me take, I need to be motivated. I just need to be motivated to do this. So I'll share it with you. But I'm just excited that we're doing this. Maybe one day, like, we'll get this so established that I'll just like hop on. I'll be like, okay, like I got to do my charting and get this crap done. And then we can like also party. Do you know what I mean? I also, like, you could work it into playlists and stuff. But depending on what people like, you might be like, this is stupid. This guy's talking crap. I have my own work habits. But if I find that this is like totally distracting me because I love hanging out, like if I find that it's a total distraction, I'm gonna turn that off. So normal active bowel sounds. Within normal limits, appetite fair. He's eating fine. Does he have diabetes? Does that guy have diabetes? Oh, this is important for me to tell you that. Okay, so I'm streaming this when I'm streaming it, but I'm posting it when I post it for a reason. And that is so that like patient privacy is a super like big, huge, gigantic concern. So even the company that I work for, I don't own my own company, my own home care agency, although that's becoming a more and more enticing idea. But what about the regulate? You got to like, what about the whole like the charting rules regulation crap stuff? So I told the CEO guy, I was like, let's like lobby the crap out of that thing. He's like, whoa, we're not doing that. And I realized why. Because the whole freaking like home care business models built on that nonsense crap stupid shit that we have to like excessively be compliant with. Like you can like scrape off 90% of that stuff so that the nurse goes in and is like, okay, let's go over your meds, we'll clean the wound, I'll check your vitals and make sure that we're doing this in the right way, etc. And like the whole picture, I could focus on you. And like my nose won't be in the computer, only that, because literally nurses go in sometimes, like it happened, like nurses go in and like do something very, very focused, but like miss out on like all this other stuff. It's like, how does that even happen? Well, obviously it happens. It's because this stupid crap distracts us from our actual scope of practice. So, so many distractions. Beep, beep. You guys now. Turn this thing over and we're just going to get going. Okay. But you get my point? Amputation. BKA. C. Narrative for possible deep tissue injury. Stop dinging me. It's not an open wound, okay? No pain. I hear noises outside, but I'm in the privacy of my own home office. His son. You know, it's interesting. I want to point this out because like in the world of like internet marketing, etc., there's like niching out, like niche So like Dober, what's your niche? Dober, what's your niche? Are you doing like a nurse thing? About rapping? I first think that like you gotta at least like start doing something. Like I can make this so freaking interesting, like you go crazy. So check this out, all right? This is a totally distract. It's not gonna work. I mean, I can't possibly expect to do I can't possibly expect to do my work over here because I'm such a like an entertainer. I love like hanging out. So what's gonna happen is unless you want to encourage me, like Dober, do your charting. Because so it's like, do you niche it down or I just want to give myself, like here we are. So let's see what we got over here. Okay. So I believe that one single person has the ability to change the whole entire world. What do you think? You think one person can change the whole entire world? Get out of here. What are you going to do to change the whole world? So here's where my mind goes. Okay, so I'm told you I'm on the phone with the CEO. He's like, I'm not CEO, I'm a CEO, you're a CEO, I filed my own. No, this dude's got like thousands of employees. Okay, I got him on the phone because I'm freaking awesome. So I'm thinking about my conversation with him. And I know that his problems with his company are not unique to him. And if there's a lag with my voice and all that stuff, who cares right now, right? So I'm thinking I'm in the 1 times 1,000 mindset. I don't want to just like 10x it, 1,000x it. Scrape down that conversation to the pain points and what I see on the ground, like boots on the ground, like what are we going to do to fix that? Dude, freaking package that times 1,000. I could have the same exact conversation with 1,000 people just like him. Okay? You with me on that? It's the nakuda, which means the point. What's the point? The point is that I'm getting dinged. I'm being distracted. I got to get this charting done. So I'll be done with this one in 7 minutes. By the time that's done, it's about 10, 15 minutes over there. There's about 10 minutes. Yes. EHR. C narrative note. Reassess stuff. Boom. We're not done yet. Got to go through some goals and outcomes. Use one pharmacy. You don't want to be using pharmacies all over town. If you're on antibiotics, use all the antibiotics. Don't throw half of the bottle away. Otherwise, you're not getting your full treatment. Not only that, you might be making yourself a little bit like resistant. So you like that bacteria will like get crazy and start messing even more. Increase circulation. How? By avoiding constrictive clothing. And that's like my main point. Everything's so restrictive. Maintaining comfort's a basic need. Yeah, duh, right? But you have to tell that to some people. People who are sick, it's like a real sad thing. I've been having the same kinds of conversations over and over and over in my work. And I've come to realize that at the end of the day, people are people. NA. People are people. People are typical. I hate to say it like that, but like, I have discussions with like, where'd you work? Oh, I worked in a coal mill, in a coal like in a steel mill, right? Because I'm in Pittsburgh, right? So I'm like, let me ask you a question. You retired what, 30 years ago? Did you have this thing where like the management had like no freaking clue what was going on down in the field, and you like it seemed like every single thing that they rolled out and did was like the opposite of what they should be doing? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I know, it's crazy, right? It's like a universal thing. I'm looking at my eyebrows over here, the wrinkly on my face over here, and I'm getting distracted by it. But you know what happens? Once I catch myself getting distracted and I do something about it, then you know what happens? Everybody freaking goes nuts. That's right. I'll talk a big freaking game. Paste. Freaking technology. Copy this shit to my supervisor too. I had another conversation with another Homecare CEO. There was a like a state audit thing coming on, right? They were doing coming out there, making everybody crazy for like 6 months before. I was like, I'll bet you bill $300 per visit. Probably like 50% of that's going to like just pre-survey BS, like expenses. He laughed. He's like, not quite $150, not quite half, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's ridiculous. And then I was like, oh, it costs like $30,000 like to find a new nurse and like train them and retain them, and you lose some and like that whole budget thing. I'm like, I'll bet you it's more like 50. And he was like, wow, this guy's dangerous. See, this information's worth money. Money. Yeah. I'm allowed to talk a big game. It's my freaking YouTube channel, you know? Gives a crap. Who gives a crap, you know? I'm just putting on a show over here. What is this dance on your balls? And the good news is, I am done. I'm done with that. I'm done with that visit, by the way. I got it done. Let me finish this one. So you get the point over here? You get the point. It's okay to like everything doesn't have to be scripted. In life, everything isn't scripted. Okay? Everything has to be flipping scripted. You want it to be scripted, you want it to be a real life. My real life situations are not scripted. But working as a medical professional, especially out in the field, especially in changing times, you just feel so vulnerable now that when you think about it, it's like anything can happen any second. Call me in, hey, this happened, that happened. I once got called in to be written up. This one supervisor, she was like a new supervisor. She was like trying to prove to the other supervisors that she was like the best supervisor. So she was like coming in with all this like bullshit written down that Dober did wrong, right? Like take advantage of it, right? So like I already like got in trouble for something stupid that I did, and then she's like, well, also one other thing you can write, right? HR ladies there. He doesn't respond timely to emails, and I'm like, I'm freaking out there driving around in my car, going into houses with like this, like trying to keep track of everything, like remote virtually. I've been a remote virtual existence for years and years. This isn't new to me, but these idiots, they're sitting by their freaking desk, keep track of everything. Dober's not responding to his email. So I'm like, oh, I'm lost in email land. Lost in email land. It's true. Yeah, that's it. That's literally what I said. And she was like, "You want to pull out a gun in a fist fight? Freaking shove that gun so far up your butt, you know? Damn. Us nurses, man, we're a chosen lot. That's for sure." Wheelchair, medically contraindicated, risk for infection. So, if you are thinking about being awesome like me and working in home care, if you're an RN, okay, we could talk about that. It's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. Instruction on deep breathing to prevent pneumonia. She does not stand to walk, remains wheelchair bound. Voids within normal limits. Last bowel movement normal active. So yeah, that's basically it. All of a sudden, the year of 2020, everybody's like so conscious of healthcare. Now they're layering it on. It's like freaking what? Like, do you like want all of the nurses to quit? Like, is that the whole purpose of what the health department and like Medicare and everything is all about? Like, we just want to make it impossible for people to take care of people, because that's where I'm holding. Discussed importance of regularly checking blood sugar, wheelchair. See that? It's still going over here, man. It's still going. See wound assessment. See, the problem is that my kids are here. They're gonna have to get used to this crap, you know? I mean, I've been making videos for a long time. No pain. Review of meds. She does not. Freaking afraid of getting sued left and right. Okay, the best way to prevent yourself from getting sued is like cherish and love your patients. Be like awesome with them. You know, mistakes happen, but like if you're like a douche, then of course they're gonna like want to sue your butt. But if you get along and then something bad happens, then you know what I mean? It's like, duh, stupid, you know? And then like working for the man. Obviously, we can't all go running around doing our own thing. You need regulation, but when the it's all about regulation, then you have a problem. And I tell people, you have a rule, and then you have a rule on the rule, and a rule on the rule on the rule, and you start forgetting why we have the rule in the first place. And it's like, don't even, you cannot question it because it's a rule. And I'm like, this is where the rabbi thing comes in. It's like that's stupid. Like that's just like stupid crap. I can't stand it. So Wound. See if I ever get done with my charting. Of course I will. Husband. No changes in coverage. Boom. We're not done yet. Goals. Yeah. You ever taking a remember when you were in school as a kid and like you get a 500, like a 5,000 word essay or whatever, right? 10-page essay, like the philosophical reasons you are supposed to behave. 10 pages, college ruled, why you don't shoot your teacher with spitballs. I said shoot. Oy. You see, like you can't even talk now. So then meanwhile, you're like writing all this crap and you're like, is the person even going to read it? Right. So you're right. Hey, Mrs. like Dumperstein, when was the last time you cleaned out your toes? And you like write that in the middle of like the sentence, like page 7.5. I never got caught. I just don't have, so I yeah. There's no other way around it. There's really no other way around it. I mean, I'm speaking the truth. 90%, every single thing that we do is tracked, is potential to be tracked. Even where I am, they're tracking me on my machine, on my phone, and in my car. Freaking triangulate my entire existence. Shit. Well, I hope that this is entertaining. I'm having a good time over here. And if you're a CEO of a healthcare firm and you see this, be not alarmed. Call your local rabbi. I might be able to help your organization. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. No odor. There's no odor over here. We're good. Don't overthink things. Man, if you would know the things that like go on out there, like there is a lot of suffering out there. A lot of suffering. Like that's an understatement. Death, destruction, dying, complications, not just like one person's physical health, which is enough to if you would even know what I saw today, you wouldn't be able to bear even the description of it. Two things. Actually, every single person who I saw today. In fact, this whole entire freaking like end of the year has been a cluster F of like terrible, like weird things going on with the patients and stuff. All right, my little narrative over here. I'm charting for 15 minutes and I have to write a narrative. You know what I mean? Everything is just so stupid. Yeah, so that's that. Patient sitting wheelchair. Right. On 112. No. Got to send the nurse an email about this. Do you? Were you the one who told her about getting strips for her glucometer? Question mark. She asked me, and I have no idea about that. Okay, that's good. Now I got to order some more supplies. I feel like over here a lot, but I know that it's stress. Bordered gauze. No, I don't want bordered gauze. I want sterile 4x4s. Conforming roll guard of those. We'll get 14 of those. Okay, good. Gauze sponge. We'll get 30 of those, and then we'll get a whole package of non-sterile ones. Yeah. 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 This package is going to arrive and she'll be like, I love Dove. And I'll be like, yeah, man. It's a good thing. You know, I was taught that if everybody loves you, then you're an idiot. Uh-oh, I saw a COVID patient. Head for the hills. Guys freaking think that COVID-19 is the only disease out there. Then all these crazy things went on. I knew that everything was going to happen. Now, I could explain what I'm talking about. But I can explain what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to right now. Okay. So you want to pull my butt into Congress and sit me down, strap me down, and get the secrets of how effed up healthcare is? You want to do that? I dare you. I'll tell you what. I'm more qualified, I think. I think that I'm more qualified. You ready for this one? More qualified to testify than you would think, than you could even imagine. Man, I'm allowed to talk big. Shoot. I don't have time for this crap. And everything comes with its own like flip side of I could have done this differently. And that's been 1,000x since the pandemic. Wear my mask, some guy starts yelling and screaming at me that I'm like stupid for wearing the mask. I'm like, fuck you. Who the hell do you think you are? That guy probably bought out all the masks when this whole thing started, and I was running into people's houses with nothing. So go bugger off. You know what I mean? Forgot who I was charting on, okay? Patient. Throughout house, she reports to only get short of breath when elevating the stairs, but easy to recover. She did not wear O2 when she ambulated in my regain her breath. 97 through 99%. Yeah, she still has joint pain. Pain mostly manifesting in her back. Yeah. Reviewed instruction on respiratory toilet. It's what we talk about, man. Verbalizes understanding. It's amazing. There's so much freaking charting going on, and people don't even know what the hell's flying with the patients. That's my trip out. I'm just so just messed up by. I've been going crazy about this for years, though. Now I'm already at the point where I'm like, so let's just let's talk. Get this guy done. So theoretically, this kind of does work. This does work. I can do my work and keep focused like this and also be somewhat entertaining as long as I'm not pressuring myself to be too awesome, because then you see there's one patient situation which is weighing on my mind and my conscience, and it's actually driving me crazy. Obviously I'm not going to talk with you about it, but I think we're doing okay over here. What do you think? Is there anything that you want me to review from this mega amazing experience? I know that there are sub markets on this streaming service, in Korea and stuff, where people students will sit down to study and they won't even be social, and they're just studying and doing their thing. And I kind of like that idea. And so one of the things that I want to do is my after my prayers, my davening, right? So to lots of people, it would just be it's my prayers in Hebrew, and it's a formal thing. But it might be soothing for you to just listen. It's nothing new under the sun. And always, people are like, well, why are you doing it? And I it's what I do, baby. It's what I do. Please give me a list of 3 items that we can do to change our entire business around. And I'm like, are you planning on paying me? I'm sober. Yep. So I'm going to go get something to drink. You can ponder that one. You know. I got to do 1, 2. I think I'm basically done. So I just provided a lot of information to you and a lot of my thoughts, like my thought process and stuff. And depending who you are and when you're watching this or whatever, it might hit you like a certain kind of ton of bricks or whatever, or not. You might think that I'm like making up like everything. I'm just full of crap. Or I don't even. I'm not in the business of trying to know what you're thinking about me. But let's say this: I know what you're thinking about healthcare, home care in particular. That is one fucked up industry. Shoot, man, healthcare so freaking messed up. Yeah, messed up. So what are you gonna do? Maybe we'll just quit our jobs, right? Just quit. Do you realize that? Okay, so like with COVID coming in, so people are like, I had a patient who asked me straight up, like, "Did you have COVID?" And I'm like, "No, I did totally the right thing, morally, ethically, everything. Straight up lie to that person in that question. I had to do no harm." I maintain that nursing as a fundamental, integral part of healthcare, irreplaceable, has been suppressed. Not just suppressed, but we have a scope of practice, like an actual scope. Like we're experts that a doctor cannot be a nurse. Okay. Like a doctor doing nursing care is not better than a nurse doing nursing care. Like a good not nurse and a good doctor are necessary to help one person. So this whole thing of comparing, oh, the wages, there are nurses who are making more than doctors. Yeah, I think I just laid out a little bit of a mindset to get there personally. We all have our own personal things that hold us back. I've got mine. We can get into that sometime. I'm going to I'll put this up there. I'm not going to promise anything in the future, but I have a huge library of past recordings. And so one thing that I know about this particular platform is that it's like TV. So you have to post it at a particular time, like in a pattern, etc. And then, there's the SEO and all the details get lost in the details. But So I've done projects where like I get so lost in the details that like I'm like, you know what? You can forget about like even doing the project because you're so lost in the details. Like like home care, like the way that whole entire industry is run. These like it's so all about like this stuff, right? That literally the patients are like, well, what about me? I need to look at my schedule for tomorrow. Um, it's pretty intense. I will tell you that it's very intense. It's a very intense thing, but it can also afford freedom, like some serious freedom. I stopped at the park on the way, like in the middle of my day, and I went on a mega awesome hike. Freaking hike. I have these like cleats, like crampons. I put them on my shoes, and you'd see me climb up those hills. I saw people looking at me. They're like, "Whoa, this guy's a professional hiker," and I'm like, "The proper way is hikist. Climb straight up that hill, climb over fallen trees. We're talking, it's like the hill, like you would be scared to look to watch. You'd be afraid that I fall. You know what the key is? Okay, so if you're gonna stop, then stop while you're leaning forward. Just don't stand up straight. Freaking fall all the way down the hill. Talking with the CEO. Well, what do you want? What should we do? Well, like what can you like what are your limitations? How about if we design a charting system that is end user centric? Oh, some dumb lowly nurse popped up from the field and starts throwing these suggestions. So we're just going to take him. We'll let the nurse know that they're appreciated for their input. Let's see if we can find something entertaining over here. So being a home care nurse it's a pretty solitary existence because, excuse me, unlike other settings, doctor's office, you're working with people, hospital, you're working with people. All right, now you've got the like stay-at-home industries and stuff. But home care itself, I think home care it could be the answer for lots and lots of nurses who are getting like crushed in the hospital. So I like to have fun with my gear. I got so many laughs over here, applauses. Interesting. Each of them has their own delay. But then, I'll tell you what the issue is. Okay? You ready for this one? So suddenly you like get called into the office, okay? Because like, and you have what they'll do into the office and they don't even tell you why, and they just like corner you and slam you with like allegations and stuff, and you're like save me, This is glitchy. So I think we're gonna end it. I don't know about you, but I had a good time. I'm looking at my day for tomorrow. It's pretty intense. I need to figure this out. Yeah, like everything, it takes practice, it takes direction. It takes discipline. It It takes grit, an unwavering drive to never give up. Define your parameters of what to give up. I'm afraid you're going to see private patient information in the reflection of my sweet, awesome sunglasses. And you know what happens? You survive 1 week, and you know what happens? Come right into the next one. So if there's anyone out there who got through this whole thing and wants to talk, clearly, okay, so clearly I'm not like I'm alone, but I'm not alone in what I see. We all know that there are issues. Like, we know that there's a problem. And I have these conversations with people to make sure that I'm not the crazy one. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm just because I'm positive about things does not mean that I'm denying reality. I'm fully well aware of what's going on. I want to change things. You get so used to hearing someone talk about changing things, you start thinking he's changing things even though he's not. Talk about it. That's why I wish I was like, if I was a politician, I'd just be like talking about myself and things and stuff and doing things, but like there's no accountability. People are afraid of politicians. I had a conversation with a patient. I had lots of conversations. I was like, it's interesting because from this perspective in healthcare, you see that like I am you and you are me. Nurses are healthcare is nurses. We are people. You're person. Like the way I'm serving you, like let's put it this way: people who work in healthcare are not immune to illness, right? Like we all end up there at some point. Like theoretically, yeah, like we do. Everybody, like, unless you're just like going to be a perfect specimen until the rest of your life. So like, why is there this thing of like self-destruction? So tomorrow I've got freaking 10 people to see. Are you freaking kidding me? What the F? I can handle it. Throw me some extra moolah. Knock up my tax bracket like so I once had this patient who was watching this show about those teenage girls who get knocked up, right? Like baby mama or whatever it's called, like teen moms. And I was commenting on it. I was like, making my underhand comments. That's how I watch TV. And she was like laughing. I was like, yeah, look, like encouraging young women to get kids to get pregnant so that they could be on TV. Right? So like that was like a very conservative perspective, but this is just how I watch it. I always point out the opposite, right? And so like I get a call later from another nurse. She's like, yeah, you can't go over there anymore. I'm like, why not? We got along so well. She's like, she doesn't want you back. I was like confounded. I was like, what? Then I realized like I messed with her TV. Don't mess with someone's TV. It's their choice. So yeah. I hope you like my style. The whole point is to be myself, the way that I'm myself in real interactions. Obviously, there's certain limitations. I mean, I am putting on a show for you. Now, my computer's acting like a stupid piece of crap. The stupid piece of crap it is. And I love these pens from Staples, like right by the counter. They're awesome. Why the hell do you give me so many patients? This week has been one of the most difficult weeks in my career, and it's not over yet. It's part of the reason why I'm just like, okay, I've been talking about thinking about doing this kind of thing. It's like, let's just get it done. Because what this is forcing me to do is to sit down and do my work. Now you're going to say, well, Dober, if this recording thing was off and you weren't talking to your cajillions of people, to your billions of fans, well, if you weren't doing that, you'd be working much faster. Guess what? No, I ain't. I'm so freaking not working right now. I'm so not interested. I just want to I want to go to sleep. So we're going to end this at a sweet, awesome number. We're going to make it official. Now, there's no question about it. Multitasking is not the way to go. I can't argue that I'm working more efficiently because I'm doing this, which is motivating me to work. That's backwards thinking. You get it? So we're going to end off, and I hope that you've enjoyed this this thing. If you got any questions, you can write some crap down there. Be nice. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you see, what you saw, what you want to see. You know, it's a big bad world out there. I'm just trying to do my part. You know, look. What can I say? That's basically how it works in this day and age. Anyone can accomplish anyone. And you know what? I'm proving it to you. I said that I'm going to prove it to you. I said that way back. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can ask down there and I'll clip over that video for you. I said it. You could do whatever you want. I'm talking to the CEO. He's like, "Oh, you're so lucky that I'm talking to you." You know, I'm thinking, I'm the freaking CEO. I'm the freaking CEO. Offering you suggestions. I will freaking, you know what I'll do? I will consult that up. Consult the crap out of it. Shoot. You don't see any proprietary information. But I was talking to the CEO of another company. That's what I do. It's my hobby. We're going to get there. So if you want, we can talk about my designation as a certified legal nurse consultant and the motivation behind this actual project, etc. I also look forward to adding some of my prayers and things like that to give you a more three-dimensional view of my existence. But the main thing is that we have to have fun. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one.